it was an Olympic sport, new women's Olympic sport, and so I was like, well, I'm going to be that woman. And at this stage, I was 40.
Yeah.
Like, well, of course you are.
Yeah.
And started paddling like crazy. 6 months later, I won state national titles, but I wasn't selected to the World Championship team. Another girl was, and she was more talented.
Yeah.
I'll give it to her. But about 2 months before that, I thought I'd get my upper body strong. And my friend Marika told me about this thing called CrossFit, and I was like, yeah, whatever. She was raving lunatic about it, like, oh.
Did you have this sort of attitude where you were like you don't understand what you're doing because, well, no, obviously what I'm doing is pretty hard as it is, or was it more just you had no idea what she was really going on about?
I had no idea, but she must have planted a seed, because I was like, oh, I looked it up, and there's Camille LeBlanc-Bazinet jumping over walls in these little booty shorts, and I was like, wow, this is pretty damn cool. So next day I googled CrossFit and found Ben Norman here at CrossFit Adelaide and checked him out. The guy had dreadlocks and a red beard or whatever, so I was like, okay, well that's not normal, that looks pretty cool.
Yeah. Was that something that made you want to know more about it?
No, not at all. I just wanted to get I came here, I'm like, I want to make the Olympics for canoeing, need to get my upper body strong, can I do some lunging stuff, I'm not going to do any jumping, no skipping. Like, I was like, this is what I'm doing canoeing. Yeah. So poor bugger put up with me, and but I didn't make World Championships, so that was sort of like at that point it was the end of the Olympic dream, and that's exactly when the 2011 CrossFit Open started.
Isn't it weird how some things just sort of align at times?
$5. I think it was $5 to enter, so I'm like, oh well,
whatever.
I'll pay my $5. I'm going to be working out anyway, so I'll come along on Saturdays, and then suddenly it was like, well, I can't do double unders because I refused to do them, so then I had to learn. And it took me a couple of weeks. My mum, she's 68, she started CrossFit last week. Hasn't skipped in 50 years or something. Inside 2 minutes, got her first double under. Yeah,
I saw that on Facebook. It's pretty impressive.
It's just, I'm just like, okay, well, I can be jealous or just grateful that they're my I got those genes.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's obviously the genes.
And, that just began the process. I think I came like 524th in the world in the Open and 24th in Australia. And took off to regionals, no clue what CrossFit was, honestly. Still didn't know, still didn't really care. Came third. 6 months later, I'm at the Games. Best show, most incredible, greatest show on earth.
And, at this stage, you obviously didn't really know what you'd accomplished?
No clue. Totally ignorant. But I had the time of my life at those Games. Came 19th, so I was 41. And I haven't stopped the work to get back there. So close every year, so close.
It's been annoying that you're trying to get back. It's been harder than when you were like,
mind-numbing, and I've gotten better every year, and I mean, but it's the journey, hey. Like, it sounds so cliche, we all say it, but it really is. Like,
well, I mean, if you didn't enjoy the journey, you wouldn't be putting in the work every day.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't make it much fun each time you fail to achieve your goal. But, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Like, a lot of people, they get themselves a goal and they chase the goal without necessarily enjoying the journey, and I think it becomes a big disadvantage for a lot of people because if they're not receiving that daily feedback that they're getting close to the goal, it can be really hard. How do you manage that? Like, what do you think you enjoy the journey? Well, a bit more so. Is it just your passion for fitness? Is it just...
I think there are a few things. I mean, given where I came from, like suicidal depression and, like I was a daily drinker badly for years, for decades, and on and off. So, like, that's not a pretty place to start. So, to be enjoying what I do on the flip side is, that in itself is the most extraordinary reward. The steak knives is the opportunity to go to regionals or go to games, and look, I mean, what do you say? Like, it's do you enjoy it? Yeah, I enjoy it. But am I scared every day? I'm terrified every day. Do I want to do it every day? No.
But why do you do it every day when you don't want to do it?
Because I'm better for it. Like, my everyday, like everything that I experience in my life and in my relationships and in my health and well-being is better because of it. But it doesn't mean you just... it's like, when you're living your dream, it doesn't mean it's easy. It doesn't mean it's not hard work, but it means that at least you're doing something that you're passionate about. And
that's something I think a lot of people get wrong. They think that the day you get to live your dream, it's all sunshine and
street.
rainbows.
No,
And it probably couldn't be far from that.
I think the only difference is, like, you're doing something if you're not passionate about, or do something that you are passionate about, the difference is not the work, because you're still having to work, everybody goes to work, but that you truly are, you're passionate, you want to be doing it, you're pursuing something that resonates in you.
Yeah.
And that's an incredible reward, but it's not easy.
Yeah, of course not. And a lot of people say, if I just had all day to train, I'd definitely be making it. What is it like to actually train all day? What's it like to be a professional athlete? What's that experience look like in CrossFit?
Funny. Like, I was doing a seminar recently, and somebody said to me, "Oh, but you don't work. Or you don't have a job or something." It's like, well, that's not true, because, firstly, why isn't my working out a job if I can actually generate an income from it? Where's the delineation?
Yeah.
But also, I have online coaching clients, I run online challenges, I write books, and all of that is online. Like, wherever my iPhone is, I'm working. So between sets in the gym, I'm responding to clients, I'm writing programs, I'm following that stuff up. So I'm constantly working. It's just that I don't go to a job and sit at a desk that you identify as, your traditional work. So, and it's not necessarily, there's a lot of athletes, like Matt Fraser, I think he said he trains like an hour a day, works full time, trains an hour a day, came second. Like Cara Webb says, Cara Webb.
Yeah.
Webb.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cara,
you said it right. You said it right.
Cara says she trains like 90 minutes a day, and I couldn't even imagine doing that. It wouldn't work for me, but it works for her.
Yeah.
Everyone's different.
For you, do you think it comes down to you needing that amount of work, like physically or mentally?
I love it. And triathlon's my background, so I've got this crazy ass endurance background.
Volume.
I can take it.
Yeah.
But mentally I need it.
Yeah.
Like, I need to be banging up against stuff all the time, because I got a whole lot of energy here, and if I'm not channeling it in some positive way, it's going bad places, and so I've got to manage myself. For somebody else, totally inappropriate. But for me, it's right. And at 44, I think I'm living proof that what I'm doing is working.
Yeah.
I might be a little bit mad, but I was way madder before. And I'm healthy, and I recover. I'm injury free. I'm improving. I'm winning. I'm winning on so many levels.
You need to be crazy to want to be really successful at something.
You sure do.
And I don't think people realize when they say that they want to be successful at something. You need to do crazy shit that no one else is.
It's bad. Like, oh, you're so obsessed. It's like, but people watching 5 hours of TV a day, like, is that obsessive? No, because there's not some crazy ass energy about it. But
why do you think people get so negative about positive things?
I don't know. It's just threatening.
I'm sure you would notice it more than the average person. But the more you get into something, and the more you're enjoying it, the more people want to criticize you for it.
Well, it's funny because I don't find that I'm criticised at all, and I know people do experience it, and I think sometimes it's a transition between leaving, that normal kind of existence behind and transitioning to this kind of world where people get very uncomfortable, those around you, with your changes. But once you're there, once you've transitioned, you've gone to the dark side, I think mostly people are she's just weird. I just say to people, I'm just not normal. I'm not, right? It's okay. I don't even aspire to be normal. I give up on that.
It's boring anyway.
Well, it didn't work for me too well. I tried.
And I don't think it has to. Normal's a funny word. I think if more people were to follow what they actually wanted to do, they'd find themselves in different places in life.
Yeah, we just need more people, more examples of people following their passion and being willing to take risks.
Yeah.
So other people,
the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward at the end of the day.
Yeah.
When you first started CrossFit, it was, was it different to what it is now?
Not to me. Not at all. It's just a whole lot more people coming in the doors now. A lot more people in the world experiencing it, and everywhere I go, it doesn't matter where I go in the world, honestly. People like,
how has that been to see?
Are you Amanda, Alan? I am.
And you obviously had a chance to travel a lot throughout America. Is CrossFit different in America than it is here in Australia, or is it the same?
it's just big. I mean, they've got such a huge population, and it was born there. So, you know, we're kind of like a year behind in terms of the growth and the exposure and the recognition. But
what about the athletes themselves? Are they a year behind or not?
No, well, look at us. We're unbelievable. You know, Australian region, we got just this last year 7 women in the top 40 women in the world from Australian region, but only 3 got to go to the games.
Yeah.
And it's pretty similar for the men. So I don't know why, because none of us grow up doing Olympic lifting or gymnastics really in this country. So why we are as good as we are, I have no idea. I mean, hell, I didn't pick up a barbell until I was almost, 40 and a half.
Yeah.
Or do any gymnastics until then either. So I don't know what that's all about.
It's pretty crazy. Are you doing any of the competitions coming up this year? I know you did the OC throwdown last year.
No, I was due to do OC throwdown, Waterpalooza, and then the East Coast Championship. So 3 weeks in a row, starting this weekend. But like 3.5 months away overseas, traveling and away from Pepper, my beautiful dog, and my routine. I'm just like, and then with the top 5 announcement, and I just need to stay here and do the work. And I miss my routine. I don't want to be away. Like, we are the luckiest country on the planet.
Yeah.
Australia is an amazing place to live.
Do you think those competitions can be distracting for athletes? Or do you think they help you know where you're at?
I don't need competition experience. So for me, not so much. I mean, from a PR exposure perspective, sure. We'll represent my sponsors is important, but you know, I know Jess Coughlin's heading over there, and I think she's going to do exceptionally well.
Yeah.
But I think for her, she needs that exposure.
Yeah.
She needs that competition experience. For me, not so much. And every athlete's different.
Yeah.
You got to know why you're doing competitions, and there's something coming up in Adelaide in a month, and I won't be doing it. I just can't understand why I would do it. I've got no reason to be doing it. I've got one thing to prepare for.
Yeah.
And that's regionals.
Yeah.
No, that's it.
That's the aim of the game.
That's it.
For this Australian regional coming up, who do you reckon will? Any predictions? Who do you think we'll see?
I think we're going to see all the same up the top.
Yep.
But you just never know. Like, who has done the work? You know, what freak of nature, like Cara 2 years ago, or whatever, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
What freak of nature is going to pop out of